is 32 minutes after the hour here in the Imus program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC all over the world. Bob Sheeff from CBS News is coming up. Then Phil Simms. Brian Wilson is here. And, I was in my office yesterday. I didn't have anything I don't know what the hell I was doing. I think I was waiting for Brant to bring my computer down so I couldn't play chess. So I read People magazine. You ever read People magazine, Charles?
Yeah, I've seen it, sure.
It's a world that I just don't, I don't know what these people are doing, but they all seem like they're fine to me. I mean, like Jennifer Aniston, she seems like she's cute and is there a movie any good, I wonder? I saw in a movie with that kid, Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know how maybe Wyatt watched it or something. It's pretty tough but she was fine. And he's kind of funny. So what are they doing? Why are they on the planet? What are they doing? What's their plan?
They're entertaining the masses.
It's funny. They're all asking themselves the same question about you.
Well, but I'm doing something.
What the hell are you doing on the planet?
Anyway, please welcome to the Imus Morning program our old friend Donald Trump. Good morning, Donald.
Good morning, Don. People magazine is really very good, you know.
It is?
A lot of beautiful women, a little different than your political world, I will say that, but it's really pretty good. You don't like People magazine?
Oh no, I didn't say it. I've actually been in it a few times. No, I like it. I just don't ordinarily read it.
You don't relate to it. I don't get that.
No, I guess. So I get mail.
Knowing you, I'm shocked. But
I got a letter the other day from a lady who, of all of the people we have on talking about everything in the world, and it's just not the only letter I've gotten, by the way. You're her favorite guest. And
wow.
The reason she likes you is because she likes the fact that you're willing to say anything. So.
Well, I do speak my mind. I mean, I believe in it. What difference does it make? You know, in a world that's falling apart, you speak your mind. Who cares, right?
Well, I don't know. There's so many people who, I was talking to my kid about this, there's so many people who you can't get a straight answer from.
Right.
Like the people on your program, some of them, the ones that get fired, you can't get a straight answer from them.
I saw your son on television on your show the other day, and I think he's adorable.
Thank you.
He's also smart, which is probably more important, right? You'd have to say long term, it's more important.
Yeah, far more important.
But he's great.
Thank you. How's the real estate market in New York?
It's been good. You know, I keep reading about the bubble, and I've been reading about it for about 4 years now. And so far, it's been great. I mean, I'm building a building on Park Avenue in 59th, the old Del Monaco Hotel, and it's selling like hotcakes. It's almost sold out. And, the stuff has just been going very well. I guess at some point there'll be some kind of a correction, but I don't see it.
And a correction would mean what?
Well, where prices would start going down fairly drastically, and I think as long as interest rates stay where they are and don't go up too much higher, they're very low anyway. I mean, even if they went up like a point or a point and a half, which some people would say a lot, it's not that much. But as long as we don't have like we had in the 90s, in the early 90s, where they really, really went up, you're going to have a good real estate market. People like real estate. They can touch it. They can live in it. They can do things with it. It's not just a certificate, which doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people.
And New York real estate for like a person buying an apartment or whatever is still a great investment or a good investment?
Well, I think it's a great investment, and there's some competition out there now, and you can go and make a deal. And I really think Manhattan's only so big. There's not going to make any more of it. Now, if we were in China, they'd fill in the East River. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
But and I'd say, did you do an environmental impact study? And they'd look at me like I'm crazy. What are you kidding me? It's the ocean. But it's true. I went to Hong Kong, and they were filling in like thousands of acres. And I said, well, how did you get your environmental approvals, living in this country? Like if you drop a pebble in the Hudson River, they electrocute you. You get the electric chair. So I said, how do you fill in like 400 acres in the ocean? They look at me like it's the ocean. They don't even get the question, right? But over here we do things. It's true. If you do anything like slightly off color with respect to the Hudson or the East River or anything, it's like a major deal. So anyway, it's certainly a different strategy.
Did you see the president's speech yesterday?
I did.
What did you think?
Well, look. I just spoke to a friend of mine who was over in a sort of a business capacity, but over in Iraq. And I asked him, he's a smart guy, very streetwise guy. I said, will it ever work? and this is somebody that I respect because there is a certain brain power and a certain common sense. He said, as soon as we leave, it will fall apart like you've never seen, and it doesn't matter if we stay one day more or 10 years more. He said, it will fall apart. It is the most dangerous place on earth. I mean, this guy left. He just left. He said it's ridiculous. People are being shot in the streets. It's worse than anything he's ever seen, and he's been to some pretty rough places. He said, as soon as we leave, it will fall apart. And when it falls apart, a dictator far worse than Saddam Hussein will take over, because that's the kind of a guy that's going to straighten it out. And, you know, it just seems that way to me. Just from a common sense standpoint, it seems like a mess. They don't want us over there. You know, the amazing thing is they don't want us over there.
Yeah.
Very few people want us over there. So you say to yourself, you know, what are we doing? What are we doing?
My plan is to give it back to Hussein, just to say, look, we're sorry about the kids.
Right.
Behave yourself.
Right.
You know, don't screw around, shut the oil off, don't attack your neighbors, and or we'll come back. But we'll put the statue back up. We'll get Halliburton to build you one palace, and we're out of here.
He might not want it back, though, Don. That's the only problem.
Well, no, I mean, why Simon trial? I mean, I love the guy's. The guy's got gigantic balls because he's there in court and he's lecturing a judge. He's bitching about the elevator not working. I mean, I realize he's a horrible person, but I mean, we deal with horrible people all the time.
Well,
so.
You're going to get another horrible person in there, and probably more horrible. And
well, as you said, worse than he is.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to pull it together, I guess. Certainly, we're not pulling it together. I mean, you can't walk the streets. You can't do anything. I mean, this guy is really a smart cookie and has such common sense. And he said, "What are we doing?" And he was there. He saw it. Because, you know, I hear all different reports. And the report I'm really getting from most people, though, is that it's just going to all collapse, and it doesn't make any difference how long we are. So remember in Vietnam when we used to say, you know, there used to be a certain group that would say, declare victory and leave.
Yes.
Right? Well, that sounds like one here. Declare victory and leave.
21 till the hour, talking with Donald Trump. The Apprentice has been renewed for a 6th season. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
And it's going to be taped in Los Angeles?
Well, we're going to do a little change-up this time. There's a big fan base also in Los Angeles. You know, we get very, very strong ratings in Los Angeles for some reason. And people really want it to be there, and they really want it to be in New York, too, but we thought we'd change it up. You know, who would have thought? I did this as a one-time hit, and then it went to number one, as you remember.
Yes.
Just 2 years ago, and it became so successful. And, you know, now they just optioned number 6. And I would have never thought this was going to happen, but it has. And we thought that, you know, New York has done the first 5.
Yeah.
The number 5 is actually just finishing shooting, and it goes on right after the Olympics on NBC. And then for next season, the new number 6 will go. And we thought we'd do it. It takes about 5 weeks to shoot the series. So essentially, I'd live in Los Angeles for 5 weeks, and I have a lot of property in Los Angeles, so I'll play around with that property instead of New York property for a little while.
And then you got a vodka coming out?
I have a what?
A vodka?
I have a vodka coming out.
You know, unfortunately, Donald, as you know, I had to stop drinking. But,
I know.
And that's a shame because this could drive me back, you know.
I know. Well,
and I used to like vodka.
I'm very mixed because I'm a non-drinker. I'm lucky in that respect. I'm a non-drinker, non-smoker. It's probably 2 of the only good habits I have.
You don't even drink coffee, do you?
I don't drink coffee, no. And I've never had a cup of coffee, actually. You know, because I see friends, and they can't live without coffee. They'll be at Starbucks. I have a Starbucks at Trump Tower, which is, I mean, you get there at 7 o'clock in the morning, there's a line that's, 200 people long waiting to get up the escalators. It's incredible. And I don't know. I've just never been into that. So I've never really had a cup of coffee either. But, you know, I've been mixed on the whole vodka thing because of lots of different reasons. I have a lot of friends that are alcoholics. I had a brother who was an alcoholic. And then I said to myself, you know, if it's not me, it's somebody else. If it's a legalized thing, I don't know if it should be. I guess, you know, prohibition is very interesting, right? But it's a legalized thing. It's one of those things. I was very, very mixed about doing it, and I will not drink it. I feel like the cigarette makers, you know, they make cigarettes and then they take ads saying don't smoke, right? It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But I'm in that category, too. So it will come out. It'll probably do very well, and I'm not sure that's a good thing.
Well, I don't know. Drinking in moderation it's actually in some cases is medically recommended, particularly wine and so on. So even though I'm a real drunk and a real alcoholic, And well, I'm not against people drinking. I don't think it's a big deal.
Well, it's just, I don't know. There just seems to be a big thing. And, the people that talk about how it's so good medically, it's sadly done. Usually they're alcoholics.
Well, no.
I've had 5 or 6 friends of mine. No, but I've had 5 or 6 friends of mine, and now you're included,
No, I didn't
telling
mean
me
that.
that about how it's good medically. And every one of them is 3 of them are major alcoholics.
No. I just meant the people, the doctor, someone recommend a glass of wine, not 3 bottles.
No.
Hey, we have some kind of bad news, or I don't know if it's bad or not, but maybe it's good news for Hank Greenberg. Looks like Elliot Spitzer's not going to bring criminal charges against old Hank. So,
Well, that's good.
he doesn't need to go to jail, I guess. But
It's a little late in the game, right?
you would think. I mean, what would they give him? What kind of sentence could they give him? So, anyway, what's coming up tonight?
Well, we have a good version tonight, and actually, we bring it down to 2 people because tonight is,
That's right. Yeah, it's on
is
the
an
floor.
interesting thing. And then on December 15th, we have the live finale at Lincoln Center, and it's so sold out. I can't get anybody tickets. It's just totally sold out. So it'll be great. But it'll be a 2-hour live finale on December 15th that starts at 9 o'clock, and that'll be exciting. It's always sort of interesting doing live television because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I thought you handled it pretty well. I remember the first year you did it.
Right.
And I mean, I didn't know whether I believed it or not. You said you were nervous. Maybe you were. I mean, it would be natural for anybody to be nervous.
Well,
but it was good. It was great. It was fun.
Well, that was an amazing evening because we had 41.5 million people watching the show, which was just about the highest show of the year and of any show. And it was an amazing kind of an evening. Yeah, I was a little nervous. I guess you should be a little nervous.
Yeah, you should.
But I think the performance was good. They gave me good. They gave me,
it was good.
They
It
gave
was
me
fun.
many stars.
So 2 get it tonight, huh?
2 get it tonight,
All
and
right.
we bring it down. We bring it down to the 2 finalists, and they're really good. And then we have the big finale on December 15th. So, it continues to do great. That's why they renewed us, and
Good for you.
so I'm having fun with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don.
for appearing on the program. I appreciate
Well,
it.
I love it. I actually like it.
Donald Trump here on the Imus in the Morning program. The Apprentice tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC.